Hello and welcome to round 8 of the Intercontinental Rally Challenge, the Mecsek Rally. It's the first time the IRC has visited Hungary, based in the town of Pest, just over 200 kilometers from Budapest. Yes, and the battle for the 2011 IRC title continues where it left off in the Mecsek Rally incident. Stages located in spectacular forest areas north of Pest, close to the Mecsek Mountains, and characterised by high-speed nature with average speeds of around 130 kilometres per hour. Roads mainly flat, a lot of artificial chicanes out there as well to try and control speeds. There lays some of the problems. Welcome to Pest, the fifth largest city in Hungary. 2011, the city was named the European Capital of Culture. I think Liverpool had that once. Yeah, the city's motto is the borderless city. It's undergone major renewal since getting the title, and it's a spectacular mix of old and new. Huge numbers of fans, typically big rally fans here. And already it's been confirmed that there are 3 times more spectators this year than in any edition of the IRC. Well, what about that? Hannanen, Kopecky, Loix, that are your top 3 at the moment in the IRC standings. Not much separating them, 10 points indeed between those 3. Hannanen leading Kopecky by just 3, Loix 10 behind Hannanen. Guy Wilkes down there in 7th place ahead of Tony Gardemeister and some of the old guard. Thierry Neuville just ahead behind Bouffier, winner in Monte Carlo. So Skoda, yes, it's been a good year for them, has it not? 275 points so far as opposed to Peugeot's 184. M Sport nearest to them on 70 ahead of Subaru and Rally Art, who are regulars, of course, in the production class. And so, day 1. Yes, as you can see, double loops throughout, and of course ending in at night. Fastest time on stage 1 was to go to this man, Andreas Mikkelsen. Yes, 5.1 seconds clear of his nearest competitor. Yes, he's not just good looking, he's a good driver as well. And the Norwegian made no secret of the fact that he absolutely loved the first couple of stages of the day. Yes, he tallied up yet another fastest stage on 2. Yes, had 1 spare car in the back, did not need it, having to change his pace notes because of crowd action.
On this rally, I don't think the gap will be so much, so I made a plan this morning that, okay, try to go quite fast from the beginning. You know, it's been 3 long days now of waiting, so I was thinking maybe the people are sleeping a little bit on the first stage, so I tried to take advantage of that, and I succeeded with that.
Crowd action, yeah, they were busy changing chicanes, which was very naughty, moving tyres all over the place, indeed taking out Hungarian drivers first, which upset just about everybody. Another young driver putting in some very good times, Thierry Neuville, providing he's got the pace. He is a happy man and managing to control things early on in this rally. Still managed second fastest time, but the local driver is 1.2 seconds behind him. Neuville was catching Mikkelsen on 2. Came out 28 kilometre stage, 3.5 seconds down on Mikkelsen. And yes, this man, Frege Turan, in his M Sport Fiesta. Local driver, currently leading the Hungarian Championship, incidentally, knows these roads. 3rd fastest on the stage, the opening stage, I should say, of the rally. The only top 5 driver who is familiar with these roads, and was looking very, very quick indeed. 4th quickest time on stage 2, still in contact with the main IRC contenders. 3rd place overall at the end of that loop for Turan. Giandomenico Basso, love to give you some good news about him. Unfortunately, did not get off to a good start. Engine problems at the end of stage 1 meant that his rally was over. They soon found it was an oil filter that had broken loose, and doesn't change the outcome for the Italian, whatever the reason. And he now looks towards his home event of San Remo. Jan Kopecky getting to grips with Hungarian roads. Battle developing for 3rd, indeed, between himself and Loix. Kopecky said at the end of the stage that the setup was not ideal. Still managed to get the fastest time, and in fact separated from Loix by 0.8 of a second on 3. Into 4, an incredible 0.1 off Neuville. Yes, it was tied out there. Making up time after another great battle emerging with Freddie, just like in Barham. Andreas Mikkelsen, another fastest stage through stage 4. 3 out of 4 fastest times. Completely happy with the car and its setup. And running very, very cleverly. Remember that these were the stages that he was least looking forward to. That bodes well for him and danger for everybody else. So what about the regular quick men? Freddie Loix, of course, is always amongst those and just 0.7 seconds behind. Yes, finding his pace here right now. Changed the gearbox in service, was running on long and changed to a short. Different ratio seemed to suit him better. Third overall. Teammate Kopecky just 0.4 seconds behind him. The Barham Rally, yes, looming large for a repeat, I think. Not feeling confident on 3, Thierry Neuville. At a moment in the stage, was cautious after that though, and only managed, here he is, only managed 5th on stage 3, 7 seconds slower than Kopecky. On stage 4, matching the time of Freddie Loix was Thierry Neuville, and he reported extremely worn tyres by the end of the stage, causing it to be extremely slippery, and there, kind of underscoring that statement for the Peugeot man in the yellow machine. Bruno Megalesh, yes, new pace notes, a new start for this rally perhaps. Returned to the IRC after a break. He won the Madeira rally last month, kind of a boost of confidence, but he was apprehensive about this one. Had gearbox issues, and that hampered him. And the Hungarian roads proving some of a problem. Had that moment, scared the pants off the cameraman, I can tell you, as he nosed in. Kopecky was inspired in the second service park to change a little his setup. So through 5 and 6 he was very good. Second run in Hetverhi, much better for the Czech driver. Best time on the stage, second stage win of the day. Good operation overall, takes second position. Only 1/10 to Neuville, 14 indeed was the gap overall. Another best time in 6. What about Bouffier? Difficult morning. First driver on the road, a lot of people alongside the roads. We're not doing their best, let's put it that way. We'd had a stage cancelled on the opening day because of crowds and their shenanigans. They've been moving some of those tyres and altering the chicanes and catching a few drivers out. It wasn't funny, not clever. 5th best time on the stage, climbing to overall from 8th to 5th. Aschenbrenner, yes, in the Rally Out Lancer, second Hungarian driver at the finish of the stage behind Tot. Yeah, and the first, the leading Hungarian overall. Up to stage 5, 6th position, only 3.9 off Bouffier's 5th place, and on stage 6, reducing that gap to just 2. What about Turan? Well, usually driving in the WRC, Turan wanted to run his home rally, and was very quick. Unfortunately, on 5, he went off-road, high speed, crashed the car. Check this out. Totally destroyed. Driver and co-driver okay. End of the rally though for them. 6th place for Brit Guy Wilkes. After the first 2 laps everything was going well, but once again mechanical troubles it seems. This time ill fortune stacks up on this man. 4th retirement this season in 8 runs. His hose clip was smashed that holds fluid for the cooling system, and there was fluid on the windscreen. He knew there was a problem and lost the water, and it wasn't long before the engine blew. Rally done. Pidgey Anderson, Basso's retirement saw Anderson in as the unique Proton driver still in the race. Finished the last IRC rally in the points, which was good news for Proton. A step forward. So many problems for the Swedish driver though. 1 rim destroyed on 2 and a rear diff problem on 3. And finally a mechanical issue. 39th place overall, 9 minutes down, but continuing.
Okay, now it was very dark. I think Jan has a little bit more brighter conditions, so he can see a little bit more, but I'm happy enough with the stage, you know, no big risk, and try to keep a steady pace, so okay.
The voice of Mikkelsen, 8 seconds down on the last loop, but still confident, still happy, and why wouldn't he be? Check this out. This is how they finished at the end of day one. 8.7 seconds clear of Kopecky, knowing that that was going to be a massive challenge. Neuville also in the frame, only 21.4 seconds down. And Fast Freddy Loix just over half a minute off the pace, with Bouffier 1:20 down in fifth, 9 seconds ahead of Aschenberger. Stay with us, we'll have more after the break from Hungary. Welcome back to the IRC Round 8, coming from the 45th Canon at Mecsek Rally in Hungary. Day 2 of the rally, and well, let's get to the action, shall we? After a further 6 stages confronting the crews today, 107.4 competitive kilometres to be raced out there against the clock, and there reverse stages as well of yesterday. Good surprise for Andreas early this morning, as you can see. Was concerned about the state of the stages. Being first on the road, didn't need to worry. The roads cleaned overnight, so the expected gravel had all but disappeared. And it showed. Another stage win for the Norwegian, extending his overall lead to 15.6 seconds. Clever boy. Jan Kopecky, the Czech, driving and not giving up the battle. Temperatures exceeding 30 degrees. Nice to know there's summer somewhere. Kopecky taking the next stage win in the morning. 11 minutes, 9.8 seconds. That was his time over the 24-kilometre stage. Andreas Mikkelsen coming in at an extremely late time, as Kopecky was Mikkelsen. The same time, I beg your pardon, matching an incredible 128.99 kilometres per hour. That is quick. Yes, the Skoda's, well, just entertaining his incredible performance. Mikkelsen maintaining a 15.6 second lead overall. How cool does he sound on board? Very, very measured. Some are blustery, he is not. Looking like a winner. Freddy Loix, well, we know he can win when he just gets the package together, and struggling to keep up with the leading two from the first day afternoon. On stage 10, he was 2.4 seconds away from them. Better than some of his times yesterday, but just having to find more if he wants to make it to the podium here. And where there is Loix, there is a Neuville lurking, the Belgians, a brace of them. Neuville, yes, has been keeping his pace notes throughout, and always in contention with the front runners. A small co-driver error on 10, though, saw Neuville's spin in the first few kilometres of the stage. Dropped a few seconds, 11.1 slower than Kopecky and Mikkelsen. Didn't harm him too much, still third overall. I think he was lucky to get away with it. It's all very well preserving your notes, but if you misread them, well. Neuville making up for that spin on the previous stage, went out on 11, getting very quick out there. Mikkelsen 1.3 seconds behind him. Neuville, first stage win for Peugeot, but what about that focus? Where's he looking? In front or behind? Attack or defense?
We can try to push a little bit more and to catch up Jan, but he's pushing as well. He's close to Andreas, and I need to be careful as well, because don't do mistake, otherwise Freddy will catch up me.
Andreas Mikkelsen heading back to service in top form. Yeah, was second on stage 11, but continuing to keep up the pace in his calm manner, as you can hear. Really getting to grips with these Hungarian stages. Question is, what else has he got to give out there? Yes, letting the wheels do the talking here. Amazing. It's almost like a seminar in there. As ever, he spoke to us.
Well, as long as I don't do big mistakes, I think I feel quite secure on this rally. 18 seconds is quite a lot on these type of stages, so So yeah, it should be enough as long as I don't do any stupid mistakes.
Third fastest in the stage, but increasing his grip from Mikkelsen. Yes, Jan Kopecky, or the gap I should say. He is of course needing to think about the championship and maybe just easing off a little bit as a result of that. So surely not risking too much in the all-important points. Yes, again, maybe needs to be looking behind him. 13-second gap between himself and Thierry Neuville in third.
It's not so big. I think we need to go still 100%, you know, be concentrated and not to make a mistake, because if you make a mistake then you can lose everything.
Yeah, Kopecky, did he ever not give 100%? Brian Bouffier not feeling too good with these Hungarian roads. Lost a lot of time yesterday, making up for it on day 2, but just too late to get into contention. After some bad results, retirements in recent IRCs, he needs to take home some proper points. Bouffier just 0.2 further behind Kopecky, and yes, 4th fastest through the stage on his Peugeot France 207 S2000.
Ce matin c'était un petit peu mieux, c'est loin d'être encore ça, mais bon, il y a du positif, ça c'est sûr. On a pu.
Well, the morning was better. We weren't 100%. That's for sure now. We have to improve, but I'm feeling much better on the roads. He did drive through that last one with a puncture, incidentally. So 3 stages down, 3 to go after the all-important service park stop. The top 4 drivers all able to catch each other and move up a place. Can they all keep their nerve and see it through to the end? That's how they're standing, with Mikkelsen 18.8 ahead of Kopecky. Neuville now at 32.5, with Loix on the drift down to 48 or so. As the rest of them, after Bouffier in 5th, 1 minute and 40 down, we will have the final stages of day 2 after this short break. Stay with us. Despite his spin on the previous stage, the Belgian driver Thierry Neuville, yes, feeling more confident on these roads and absolutely showing it out there, ignoring all distractions, I might add. Best time it was on stage 12 for Neuville, reducing the gap on Kopecky. Now 8 seconds off the Czech driver, and a spectacular finale in the offing. Running well in the Peugeot 207, but the Skodas, well, they can juice it when they need to, and Jan Kopecky doesn't want to let Neuville back at him at this stage, and overall putting in some very, very good times, good pace. Second time on stage, 5 seconds behind Neuville on stage 12, reducing that gap with the leader Mikkelsen from 18 to just 10 seconds. What a battle in the offing for the 2 final stages. And what about Andreas Mikkelsen? What's gone wrong? Well, I can tell you, he lost control on a patch of gravel at high speed, hit a tree, was knocked into the road, so the stage was temporarily halted in order for the instruction to be removed. The rear right of Mikkelsen's car bore the brunt of the impact, but the driver was able to continue for a short distance and get off the road. The crew uninjured, but what a shame.
There's the right-hand corner over a crest, which tightens a little bit, and where it tightens over the crest, it was gravel after that, so which I couldn't see. So when I came over the crest, it was no grip at all, and I just slid off the road basically, flat on 5th or 6th gear. So it could have ended really, really bad. So I think we were really lucky. The state of the car is it's all pushed in just behind my seat, so you know, really lucky with that. But I managed to drive a little bit more, so I could drive out of stage. But then we just parked up because it's no way we could finish the 2 last stages.
After Mikkelsen's crash, Kopecky taking the lead for the second time of this last loop. Kopecky finishing behind Neuville. The gap continuing to be reduced between the 2 drivers, 8.1 seconds separating them. The IRC has produced some thrillers this season, and this is yet another one. unbelievable toe-to-toe stuff then, and Peugeot in the party as well. Kopecky looking quick, Neuville, well, as sprightly as ever. The stage stopped just before his run and needed to be careful about his tyres and temperature. Starting with cold tyres though, taking it careful for the opening kilometres of the stage. That his handicap, but nothing could stop Neuville taking another stage win. Unbelievable in the circumstances. Continuing to put pressure on Kopecky now for the leadership. The last stage set to be an absolute thriller. Suspense then as we entered stage 14. Big battle between Kopecky and Neuville, and it's Kopecky starting second on the day before Neuville. So when he arrived, he didn't know how this was going to pan out, and logically waited to see what the Belgian driver was going to do. So some nervous moments, and incredible. 8/10, Kopecky winning this rally. Remarkable.
Beautiful rally. It was a big fight with Andreas, and he made a mistake in the previous stage.
Yeah, that's a pity because he was really quick, you know, and I have to say that I would wish him, you know, to win this rally because he did a really great job, and okay, he's very young and he's able to push. Maybe I'm a little bit older, so I have to think a little bit, you know, where I can go for that, where not, and okay, now we need to wait for Thierry because this stage was now very tricky. It was a lot of loose gravel and few parts were very slippy.
You won't believe the gap. 8/10 of a second. Neuville knew he had to push hard to take the lead. 8 seconds between him and Kopecky before the last stage. Well, it was possible to do. Neuville taking all the risks possible out there, but it just wasn't enough. 8/10 overall and second place. Goodness gracious.
Magnifique remontée, sans cette petite faute ce matin.
There we go. Freddie Loix just couldn't manage to snap back into second place, make a good job, saving his position, and so proud of his place in this difficult rally for him, but still very, very good for the championship. Freddie, as ever, not overly delighted with things. He's a perfectionist.
I'm not happy with my third place. It's maybe strange to say, but yes, I wasn't there all the weekend. My speed was not good enough to fight with the first 2-3 cars, and this today after the first service I said to my engineer, I'm gonna keep that speed, I'm not gonna push harder, and maybe on the end of the day I will be on the podium if I'm lucky. So I think I'm lucky.
Brian Bouffier finishes the rally better than he started it, more confident, succeeds to take pleasure on these difficult roads. Times getting better and better, and the settings of the car finally coming to him. Using the afternoon as training really to improve on these kinds of roads and kind of wire it into his mind for next time. San Remo, of course, beckoning, and of course don't forget Scotland coming up. Well, today it was difficult to find my marks out there. It certainly wasn't easy out there, but it's like that, and you know, we'll come back again. Hermann Junior Gasner of Germany in the Skoda Fabia, an incredible result for him. Started the rally 13th overall, climbing to 12th on stage 2, 11th on 3, finished the day 9th overall, and on day 2 continued his progress, climbing to 5th after 6 stages of the day, and took pleasure on the roads here. Fabulous that we can appreciate finding a new name to conjure with. Second victory in a row for Kopecky after his home rally in the Czech Republic. Takes the lead in front of Loix. Hannon is 3rd in the championship after this. After a perfect day yesterday, Assi Aschenberger, yes, continues his domination of the production class in his Lancer Evo 9. Continued to collect best times, 5 today out of 6 stages, and of course consolidating his lead. Just wasn't under threat. Simply a class apart for the Rally Art man. Staying with Rally Art, Beppo Urac Yes, didn't manage to reach Assenberger's time for victory, but collecting stages as well on occasion. Second place behind his compatriot, except for stage 12, where he finished uniquely in front of him. David Botka, after losing his second place on stage 7 yesterday, he underscored his class with a podium finish until the end of the rally. Third time from stage 11 and 14. Good progress for Botka. And Toshi arrived yesterday, the Subaru driver, not so confident on these difficult roads today. He found his form and was regularly around about 7th in the Production Cup standings. Started the day 21st and finished 18th, 8 minutes 12 off the lead in his Subaru Impreza. For sure he learns a lot on these roads and will be in play next time. That's how the production boys finished Assenberger. It was a completely dominant performance. If the big boys at IRC were close, they were a country mile apart in the production class. What about the two-wheel drive boys? Well, 5-stage wins today for the Italian Stefano Albertini on 6 stages. His efforts paid in stage 11, where he took the lead by 4.7 over Crozier. Kept that until the end of the rally and won it. Made rival Rao in the championship, so big points here. Crozier, local driver, leading the category on the first day after 3 wins. Albertini, of course, just kept snapping at his heels, and he finished second, 19.1 seconds down in the end. On the Renault 3 clear was Jean-Michel Roux, as opposed to Crozier's Citroën DS3. Yes, the Renault Clio R3 is looking good in the hands of Albertini and in Rao. And the two-wheel drive championship leader in front of Albertini. Main problem was on stage 9. A lot of gravel sent him off-road and broke his left rear, and had to do 2 other stages on 3 wheels. He fell from 4th to 8th overall, but it was a remarkable performance. With Latvala's crash, he took 7th, which, yeah, well, all credit to him. And what about Voikonyi? Yeah, so finishing top Honda on the rally after Lavai's crash on stage 14, finishes 5th, the 4th placed Hungarian driver in the class. Well, an incredible rally with an incredible finish, and with the battle between Mikkelsen and Kopecky, it was a thriller until the end with a terrible finish. Terrible, terrifyingly close. I mean, 8/10, a new IRC gap record for a rally. We thought Barron was close. Well, how much closer can we get? Second victory in a row for Kopecky. Great fight with Neuville, and 2 Skodas on the podium. They must be delighted. Neuville for Peugeot, keeping their end up well and truly. Look at that gap by the end of this rally. Just 1 corner. So what does it mean for the drivers' standings? Well, I can tell you Kopecky now on 120 points. Leutz on 103. Hannon, who's had a sort of an interrupted season really, on 98. Plenty time for him. Neuville also back up there as well, with Bouffier on 73, just starting to fade a bit. And Guy Wilkes' travails just seem to be continuing, don't they? Mikkelsen now in front of him in the standings. Skoda, well, victory means points. And on 285, as opposed to Peugeot's 214, they really are the class at the moment. So what about next time? We're off to San Remo. What a gorgeous place it is. Yeah, it's a huge strain though. Just 23-hour window, and the cars and crew will be tested day and night. Glamorous Italian Riviera town. Fast flowing stages, frequent changes of river, lots of blind corners, and of course the casino, and plenty of nice ice cream in the evening. Yes, don't miss the review of this rally, the Canon Mecsek Rally. And of course you can follow news about the IRC on your iPhone application, should you download it and enjoy. So I'm Carlton Kirby. We'll see you next week. The 53rd San Remo Rally it will be. Looking forward to it. For now though, it's bye-bye.